On any Sunday where you stand before the congregation, have you ever asked yourself, what do I have in front of me? Do I have an audience in front of me, or do I have an army in front of me? They're different things. And the reason why so many churches have become ineffective is because we as pastors have fostered in the congregation to be our audience rather than be the army of the Lord. These are developed differently. An audience has different needs. An audience needs a great program to watch. This is the reason why we're here. We love the preaching. We love the music. It's a great place to be any given Sunday morning. And we need ushers to guide us into our seats. We need some place to park our kids while the show is going on. And there's a minimum financial investment that's required of us for us to be the audience. And when we come together, we see each other. We like being with our friends. We like being with other Christians. We like being in the house of the Lord. But after this is over, when we go home, that's the end of all that's required of us according to our faith. We've done it for the week. Now, that doesn't mean that people don't study their Bible or pray or things like that, but essentially they are not prepared to be the church that Jesus is building, that the gates of hell will not prevail against. They're not ready to take the good news to their neighborhood, to see people crossing the line of faith and growing up in their faith. They are an audience. An army needs different things. The first thing they need is a great vision strategy to follow. This is why we are here. Those are the people that we are to reach with the gospel. We need to prepare ourselves, and here's how we are going to do that. Secondly, they need leaders to disciple them to maturity. How am I going to grow up? Well, somebody's going to train me how to do this. And I need a place also, they need a place also where their kids are being discipled. They want their kids to grow up to be passionate for the Lord, to do something with their lives that has eternal value. And they need a reason to invest their blood, sweat, and tears. And when an army comes together, they see the lost. They don't just see each other. They see the lost out there, and they see the lost with compassion. And they think about, how can we as the army of the Lord go out and bring the gospel to these people? Now, to move from an audience to an army, you as the pastor have to change your thinking about church. You need a better practical ecclesiology than the one you have right now. How do I lead a church to become an army versus how do I allow them to be an audience? To move from an audience to an army, you have to want it. This is something I want, because if I don't really want it, I will not allow myself to invest the time and the effort to lead them where they need to go. I will allow the pushback and the negativity of some of the audience to overwhelm me, and I'll just give up. You need to want it. And thirdly, to move an audience from an army, you have to become an equipper. You don't know how to do this yet. I've got to train you as the pastor. I've got to train you in evangelizing. I need to train you how to disciple. I need to train you how to do certain kinds of ministries so that you can do the things that an army does. Now, right this moment, you as a pastor may not know how to do this, not how to make these shifts in your own life, and you need a coach. I want to tell you that Church Equippers can help you discover how to do this. But again, you have to want it. So I invite you to dig down deep and say, is this what I want? If it is what I want, and I'm convinced of God that this is what I should do, then you'll do it.